Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning into Anfield Road, and it is Kevin Spider LFC for your hosts for the evening. Kev, how are we, mate?
I'm okay, buddy. Yourself? Optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm always optimistic.
That's a very busy day today. I was on a 6-7 hour production, filming a documentary, which is good,
Oh,
in
cool.
Liverpool. So that should be good. Looking forward. It wasn't my one, but it was obviously a client as well. So
Was that where you got
like
the
a
tan
better
from?
made client. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a bit of sun today, which was good. But true. But chat, hope you've had a fantastic rest of your day as well, everyone. If you got, obviously, we're just going to be discussing laid back,
Yeah.
chilled, relaxed, not too fancy. The Arsenal
Oh,
game,
Jesus, Tom is in the chat.
yeah. Big up, Tom. Big up George as well, and big up to every
Let's
single
go,
one of
lads.
you. If you are new around here, please do hit that subscribe button down below, whether you're watching on Facebook or whether you are watching on YouTube. Make sure you do hit that follow and the subscribe button. And if you are enjoying tonight's episodes, make sure you do smash that like button. Really does help out in terms of the algorithm anyway. But everyone, it's Kevin, it's Mikel Arteta. He's had a really he didn't start off on the greatest of footing with Arsenal fans in particular, in all honesty, mate. But for me, he's really impressed me, especially this year. Everything that's been thrown at this Arsenal side seems to have that they've just gotten over the hurdle.
Yeah, look, he's I watched the documentary about Arsenal there from last season onwards to now. The one on Amazon, I forget what it was called. But it was it did show him, that he had, even though some parts of it were weird, other parts of it kind of, so as an ex-footballer myself, I said some parts of it kind of just stood out as his idea and his mindset going forward. It just goes to show you what happens to a club if they stick by a manager, even when he's going through rough patches. And it's proven time and time again, if you just stick with what you have and just let a game plan take shape and be patient, then the team and the squad itself will, and the whole club in general, fan base, everyone will just reap the rewards. It's not long ago that Arsenal fans were the butt and the jokes of every single fan base out there.
Yeah,
people used to just laugh at AFTV, and they used to, and just, it was just entertainment for everybody because there was meltdowns on it every single week for the last few years. But at least they've got something to cheer about now. And Arsenal's an old club; they've been around a long time, and the majority of those fans deserve to see another bit because they need to be up there. Because I mean, unlike most clubs that are out there, they're buying the success, to be honest with you. They've been there or thereabouts always. There was a time that you wouldn't see Arsenal outside the top four, and it was very rare. They would say, oh yeah, they're definitely going to get fourth. Arsenal will definitely get fourth every year.
It's the thing as well, though, mate. And chats, we're going to be looking at, obviously, Liverpool's game. We spoke heavily, all of us Reds, about in terms of what Liverpool do in the summer. But first and foremost, a stronger Arsenal, I think, needs to propel Liverpool into quicker thinking. And it's going to be a case in point of Arsenal for me, Kev, and Chas. They're not going away. They're only going to get stronger. We'll speak about, obviously, the good individual players and that we need to keep an eye on. It's not just one or just the whole squad, but it's that building out of a strong foundation. I've said this from the beginning of the season. It reminds me very much of a young, fresh Jurgen Klopp side. This Arsenal side, anyway, in all honesty.
In a way, like Arteta's brightened the ideas up, and they've got some gusto behind them and whatnot. But I wouldn't put Arteta in the same ilk as Klopp, and not for another few years. But what in saying that, Arsenal done really well, and they're a team and a squad that have improved. So have Newcastle all round. So have Brighton all round. I think City and Liverpool have dropped off. No, not as much. City haven't dropped off as much as Liverpool, but there was occasions in the season where they could have, they were losing a couple of games in a row. They were, they could have gone down the same road as us. We don't know what's gone on there. For me, it has to be down to lengths of seasons. Chelsea have fallen into that ilk as well this season, even though they've just gotten new players across the board. They've also had as long as a season that we've had last season, bar a game or two.
The recuperation time's a massive factor this season, mate.
It's huge. It's mad. But you look at Liverpool and Chelsea, and they're in exactly the same boat almost. and they're burnt out with a World Cup in between it. So you could see that that's where the drop off came from those two teams.
Yeah.
But City's is mainly down to as well being almost in that kind of same boat. And I think United have stayed the same. I think Villa have always been a bit yo-yo.
They've done well.
There.
That's a whole another podcast. I love Unai Emery. The footy he's playing, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's been good at the moment for them, So they're yo-yo up and down. Depends on the manager. They get a good bounce off a manager for about 6 to 8 months, and then they're gone again. A year later, the manager's fired. So it's just kind of the way it works for them. Spurs, there's something fundamentally going on wrong there, to be honest with you, So I don't know how they kind of steady the ship. They won't do it by the end of this season, I don't think, especially with the manager change. They get a little bit of a boost, but that's about it.
Spurs are finito unless they get like a top level coach.
Yeah.
But to Arsenal, Kev and Charles, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Because of course we'll be waxing lyrical, really, because when I haven't been watching the Reds throughout the week, I've done quite a lot of live stream watch-alongs of Arsenal this season, and I love their attitudes. I love their application from minute 1 to 90. And there's a reason why they're up there, in all honesty. It's not by luck and everything, really.
No.
The recruitment, for me, Kev, will pinpoint that, in all honesty. You analyse what they done in the January window, bringing Trossard in. Obviously, everyone was about, Trossard's attitude, leaving, kicking off at Brighton. But just a player like him coming in, of course, it's a very subtle move in the window, but it's had such a beneficial factor in terms of the last couple of months, in all honesty.
Yeah, and before you start, hello, Brian. Hello, Eamon. Thanks very much for saying hello. Hello, Gary. And George, how are you keeping? Tom, how's it going?
I'm Panov as well. Big up.
Panov, I didn't even see Panov. It was crack. No, Panov didn't say hello to me yet. That's why I'm not saying hello to him. No, look, Arsenal have they've spent a lot of money over a period of time, but also I think it's the more astute signings that they've made under Arteta, which has not been the biggest spends. That has probably suited him best. So in some ways, he's very similar to Klopp there, where he didn't have to do too much to add in. Now Trossard's probably a hefty sum coming in the January transfer.
25 million to other clubs in around Europe, probably a lot, not, but in Premier League terms.
Was he only 25 million?
Yeah, I think it was 25 million. Apologies if I'm wrong there.
I thought he was double that.
Yeah, no.
But wow,
that's a steal.
That's a steal. To be honest with you, so yeah, I mean it is. They've worked the transfer window well. In the last couple of them, they got in the right players. Odegaard has been really good for them. The
Party as well.
He's come on, isn't he? He's a different player under Arteta, hasn't he?
Compared to Simeone, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was very good in terms of Atletico Madrid's system, but I think it's so crystal clear when Thomas Partey has been playing. But that goes to the point as well, Kev, in chat. When Arsenal have had injuries, they haven't looked for excuses.
Yeah.
They haven't. Yeah. They've dealt with what they've got. Of course, like I was speaking to the lads before on their show, you need a bit of luck. If you're going for the league, City have had it, Liverpool have had it, of course, but there's no one. It comes down to the quality as well. But when you look at Liverpool's title winning, Kev, season a couple of years ago, we didn't have a lot of big key injuries. Yes, we had one or two. Similar with Arsenal, I think say for example, if Martinelli and Saka got injured at the same time, along with Jesus, then I think that's when they potentially would have struggled. But he had a little bit of luck, but that's not me taking away from Enan, really. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think look, they've done really, really well, but they still have to come and prove it at places like Anfield if they're going to say that they're ready to go, or they're just in saying that they'll go on and win the league this year, I think. But to say that they're ready to really start beating the teams, because I mean they've lost to United this season, haven't they? And City and so.
Well, we've had the best. Is it the best record in the top against the top 6 sides?
That's what you see. Look, we're struggling against teams that are lower than us, and I include Chelsea in that bracket because they've been poor this season, which is why we're getting draws there. Which is why we struggle against Brighton, struggle against Brentford, struggle against Wolves this season. In certain parts, we've lost to Leeds, we've lost to Nottingham Forest. These are the teams we've lost to. But in the big games, we've kind of stepped up now. I can't say that much against City. I thought we were good in the first half against City. I thought we were the better side. But it always happens to me. It's that 12-minute period after halftime that we capitulate. It happened against Real Madrid. It happened against City. Happened against Brentford. Happened against Wolves. It's that period where we come up and we look like we're ready to go. Klopp has the lads out early. He's got them ready to go. Let's get into this game. And then they just, and to be honest with you, at the early season, it was Gomez that was making these kind of mistakes. But at this time of the season, it's been Trent.
It's filtered through, and
Trent has just been passing balls, and it's his wayward pass that goes into an attack, and the attack ends up in an early goal in the second half. And I've noticed that now. I think there's a lot of pressure on Trent at the moment, so I'm giving him he's been brilliant for us and the whole lot. And I think he just needs settling back in again. He needs he needs fresh legs in front of him to give him help, and it's all down to that midfield, really. I think if you fix the core of that midfield and add in another competitive defender, I think we're laughing, because that front line is scary as hell. But the ball they need to get the ball to that front line, and that's the problem.
That speaking about the game on Sunday as well, chat. It's that midfield. You look at Thomas Partey, you look at Odegaard. I've mentioned Vieira. Not played a lot, obviously. I think he's kind of struggled to really implement. Obviously, he's had a couple of goals, started off the season really well. Obviously, Granit Xhaka, I think going into this season, a lot of especially every Premier League football fans like, Granit Xhaka, he's going to get sent off, which he has in the past. But I think this season, he's been one of the main reasons, the maturity of Granit Xhaka.
I was about to say mature, yeah. He's been very mature in his football, yeah.
And I think he's been one of the main staple holders, really, for why Arsenal, especially in that changing room, Kev, you need characters like that. Yes, he's a bit of a live wire, but I think this is the year. If there was one manager that have really struggled to tame Xhaka, that's not Arteta. He's eventually got it right. And I think, do you reckon he's told Granit Xhaka, Arteta, Kev, you're the main figurehead in this team, you lead these young lads?
I think he sees him as the senior player in the squad, the most senior player in the squad, and he's not the captain, isn't it? It's Odegaard, isn't it? Because the captaincy was taken away from that time to Aubameyang, and then so I'm pretty sure it's that way. So, but I still think that the lads, I think that was just done because of a ploy, kind of a marketing thing, because of the way Xhaka was going against the fans at the time and the whole lot. But I think that the fans still see Xhaka as their captain, really. Because of how much he's matured recently, and I think even his teammates see it that way. So, it's to me, he's matured an awful lot. But then you have to have a look at the team. No matter how good they are, can they come to Anfield and dominate as a midfield, or are they just going to be trying to play us on the counter attack? And if they play us on the counter attack, we've already taken away their strongest element out of their team. I think because we tend to play a high line, and if Verge is back, he was rested in midweek. Konate is going to be there. I had a few people online actually slate Konate and give him a 1 in the game the other night. I couldn't believe that. He said, he came out, missed 2 challenges. I said, what about the other 11 headers he cleared? What about the other 7 clearances he got in front? But he's the interceptor. He's the guy now that runs up instead of Verge. And I said and this guy just couldn't get it when I was explaining it to him. So
it's the most difficult thing there to come out of it, mate, in chat. This season, of course, we've been terrible, in all honesty, and the players will know that themselves. But it's those players that haven't played a lot. For example, Curtis Jones coming off the back of that result. I felt he had an okay game.
I thought he was okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yet again, it's this agenda of, we've got to pick Curtis Jones. We've got to pick someone to really play.
I thought Gomez was great the other day. I thought he had a good game.
He was a right back that defended.
Yeah, I thought he was great. He intercepted well. He laid back the ball well. He didn't make any mistakes. He wasn't second guessing himself. He laid off the right kind of balls. He even got up the pitch and was pressuring on from the right hand side up front. He was there. Simicast was probably the weakest out of the whole back line. He didn't have the greatest of games. Matip grew into the game a bit for me the other day. Henderson, as I said, when we were picking our 11s, I said Henderson plays well against Chelsea. He came on, he had a good game, and he was helped out really by Gomez on that side. And but I just think the weakest decision of that day was pretty much Jota. I don't think he had a good game throughout the whole lot of it. He does play the link-up play well, but I thought he was non-existent in the game. I thought somebody like Gakpo driving through the middle behind that front three would have been a much better choice, or even playing from the front would have been a much better choice, because I can't take it away from Curtis Jones. He had a good game. Fabinho was getting stuck in like he used to. He wasn't afraid to stick his leg in, and we've noticed that over the last few weeks, because he's been getting yellow cards over the last few weeks in nearly every game.
It's a great point you've made there, mate. We need to be doing that on the weekends. Like, of course, we're at home, mate, but as we've just alluded to, Granit Xhaka, we can't let him just turn up and rock up, and it's trying to get that ball off Odegaard. Like, we'll get to the starting 11s and we'll have a little bit of fun with in a little second. Let's see if it does that out well.
Hercules.
Oh, there we go. Right. We'll have a little bit of fun here. Let's get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of that. There we go. It's much better. We'll get rid of the overlays. 1 second there, Chas. But this probably might be a bit more easier. We're judging it off this season, Kev, in chat. Oh, if I go full screen, will that go full screen for you?
I think it'll just go to 1080. I think it'll go 1920, 1080, so I won't get that. You might have to kind of drag it inwards from the outside.
So we're not putting Adrian in before anyone has a meltdown.
Yeah.
Right. So what are we saying? For me, and before we start, can you see it, Kev?
I can see it, yeah, I can see it.
Chat, what are we saying? Kev, you don't have to tell me, because I'm a bit blind here. I can't see the comment section below.
Right.
But go for me. There's only 2 players, and we'll probably agree to disagree anyway.
Yeah.
If I just make that smaller. Oh, there we go. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Laughing. Can see the comments. There we go. Oh, I'm going. If I just do that, that would be much more easier.
Technology, lads. This new StreamYard is messing with our heads. That's better.
There we go.
It's actually just getting the whole formation, but you're going to have to slide it down a bit. There you go.
Right, after this. Sorry, chat. Yes, chat. That's right. We'll change that before any Arsenal fans actually come on.
We've got a huge budget here on Anfield Road TV.
Yeah, there we go. As you can see. Folks, it goes on the lecky. Well, what are we saying, Kev and chat? Goalkeeper, I think he is our player of the season for me.
Oh, yeah, Alisson Becker, yeah. Hands down.
Yeah, I think, chat, what are we saying? Yeah, Alisson Becker. I know Ramsdale, and I'm probably one of Ramsdale's biggest critics, in all honesty. I think he's a very good goalkeeper, and he's had, I think, the most clean sheets in the Premier League as well. But I think that is mainly due to the fact of the players that we will pick ahead of him, ahead of Alisson in a little second. But we'll start with the left back, Kev. For you and chat, get your left back choice for your combined team of Liverpool versus Arsenal.
Oh, it's combined?
Yeah, combined.
Holy crap.
So combined, who are you selecting down that left-hand side?
I'm going to have to put the Arsenal squad up in front of me here now.
Yeah, that's all right. I've got it here. No, it's here.
Oh, yeah, it's there. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
What's it?
I know who I'm picking, and it's that man. But what are we saying? I'm going with him. So, who are you going with, Kev? Chat, who are we going with left back? Yeah, as Eamon said there, spot on. It's a bad season when you keep it as the player of the season.
Yeah.
Brian, I disagree with Brian there. But what are we saying? Kev, who are you going?
I think Robert has always been fantastic for us, but I just think he's knackered this season. I think these guys are knackered. He'll always try and run, but he's at 65% of himself, to be honest with you. So yeah, for me, it's Zinchenko.
Yeah, this is a combined team, chat. Yeah. Obviously, based off this season, not off like previous seasons. So I think it will be largely, of course, dominated, quite rightly so, by Arsenal. Are you going to go with? Who are you going, Kev?
I'll go Zinchenko as well. Yeah,
I think he's been phenomenal this
season.
He's
been great. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So chat, we going with Zinchenko. Yeah, Doug's went with Zinchenko. I went with Zinchenko. Yeah, Brian's only went with. Yeah, I think the conclusion factors agreeing with that. Right back, who we say in chat? Definitely not Trent. Definitely not Gomez. It's got to be an Arsenal player, and it's got to be
I would
only
have gone
one.
James Milner because he's been better than him all this season. He's had phenomenal games right back when he was on, yeah. Nah, Ben White. It was Ben White isn't right back, is it? Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, he's that good, Kev, and
Yeah.
that's what we're wanting really from Liverpool in terms of when you evaluate Liverpool's team this season. You've got Ben White. He's a natural centre half at Brighton as well, but he's not moaned about it. He went out there. Obviously, Tomiyasu got injured very early on in the season, I think it was, and he's been absolutely imperious down that right-hand side for Arsenal.
Yeah, he's been great. Yeah, he's been good for him. I can't complain about that. Their left and right back, wing backs just kind of remind me of what Trent and Robbo did a lot of the time when they were at their peak with us, or getting to their peak with us. So promising signs for them. But Zinchenko's always been a good player. So yeah, most definitely. Ben White, yeah, he's been solid at the back and he's been great going forward as well. So yeah, I don't disagree with those at all.
Yeah, big up there, mate. Spurs, there we go. Big up Chris as well. Hope you're doing well. Fair, we've been,
Chris.
Panov, it'll be over quick, Panov. As I said, just a bit of fun anyway. I said about before I knew it was combined, so yeah, big up there, I think. As Brian said, there we go. But yeah, Avens, yes, I'm sure I did say that, chat, but apologies if it didn't. This is a combined team. Team of the year for these two teams. Won't be Chris. Yes, there's no Mount in these selections. It's all good. Centre backs pick themselves, don't they?
They kind of. I know they've been great, and two of them have been great together. Right? I would have made room for Kanate because he's been good for us when he's been available. But because just interception wise, just on stats alone of what he does, when them two guys are always available together. So I just don't know. Kanate's had to play with everybody this season. He's been great. Like the other boys haven't been up to scratch, but yeah.
I can't put Kanate ahead.
I know. It's hard to put him against Gabriel and Saliba,
yeah. Big up Q's11. He's gone Kanate. Is anyone putting Kanate in ahead of Gabriel or Saliba? You're going to be a brave person if you are.
Well, they were great at the start, and Saliba was brilliant at the start of the season. He kind of drifted off a bit. Gabriel took over a little bit. I don't know. I would have had Kanate in there over one of them, maybe.
Yeah. But, big up there, Luca. I hope you're well, mate. I think you're in Liverpool, aren't you? Yeah, I think you're in Liverpool, Luca. So if you are, mate, have a lovely time at the map. If you go in the game, mate, hope you have a fantastic time, matey. And a massive thank you for tuning in tonight, as always, fella.
The two lads have been fantastic, though, Gabriel and Saliba this season. So you can't overlook them.
But yeah, as Brian said, nope. But big up there, Luca. Mods, can you please drop Luca's channel link in the comments, please? Make sure you do head over to Luca AFC. Obviously, Luca's got his pre-match build-up show out on the channel. So big up, mates. Enjoy the game. Hope you don't enjoy it because we want Liverpool to win a game, but it's going to be interesting. The score predictions at the end of tonight's episode. But Kev, let you go first.
In the midfield? Yeah. But you know what? The only shout today because our main midfield was poor this season, but just because of the lift it gave us and whatever, I would have had 2 Arsenal and 1 Liverpool in that midfield. And only because our main midfield is poo and it needs changing. But it's the fact that Bajcetic stepped up and had a fantastic, like any game he played for us, he was just outstanding except for bar one, I think. And I think just alone on how he played, I would probably have, Odegaard, Partey, and I don't care how good Jack has been, I would still have Bajcetic in there. Just because of how much more. I know it's hard, but who would you pick? Would you pick Partey? Would you? I know, but I still would because I just think for what he's done for us is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's for this season.
Yeah. But if it's the whole season, if it's the whole season, just give it to the Arsenal. Yeah, well, just give it to the whole Arsenal midfield if it's just the whole season. But I'm kind of going with like what benefit they've brought to the team and stuff like that. So.
What do you mean? Yeah, we'll go with this one. Out of context. Yeah, where are we going here? Jordan Henderson, go on, son. There. Where is he? Yeah, where is he? Is Arthur there?
Oh Jesus, he's not even fucking. He's injured
Only
from the fucking
joking.
list.
Yeah, he's not even on the list.
He's
Bloody
injured
hell.
from the list.
I'm
Yeah.
not even
Jesus.
surprised. He's
No,
probably
like
too busy.
Odegaard, Partey, and Xhaka have been the best midfield all season, and you can't overlook that. I'm just kind of saying, I mean, if we're going to be kind of a little bit balanced and throw something from both sides, and if anybody's going to get into it from our midfield, it's going to be Bajcetic because he was outstanding. That's it.
Yeah, and for any Arsenal fan having an heart attack clicking on this stream, it was a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, we're not going to.
Yeah, no way. You hadn't those in that team of the year combined. Where is he? Thomas Partey. There we go. I wish we had a party in our midfield this season, Christ, in terms of his footballing ability. No, Odegaard. Would you think, chat as well? He was a little young lad on trial with a wee Brendan Rodgers. Can't believe we didn't take up the option to buy him, mate.
I think Real Madrid, tinted these eyes of it, I think. But no, like I'm only saying, like, from both parts when I'm putting in these parts, like Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard have been 10 times better than anybody else. I know. I mean, don't worry. I'm not actually going to put the lad in there. But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, if it was if we were going to mix and there had to be a certain amount of players going in there from both teams, like a minimum, then if they said there was a minimum of one per position, then that's the person that I would put in there as Bajcetic.
It'd be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be easier if we were there doing the Ev chat, because that's one team that's had just a slightly worse season than us. And West Ham. Sorry for all my West Ham mates out there. I done a watch along last night, and Arsenal, Newcastle, and I've been dealing with a lot of Sunderland fans today on TikTok as well, which was great, because I literally said, and bigged up, I was basically telling all the Newcastle fans, just have confidence. They're getting Champions League football. They're 10 points ahead of Liverpool, unless they literally stumble upon about 10 injuries, which isn't going to happen. Believe. I told all the Geordies to believe, and all the Sunderland fans were chiming in. It's not finished yet.
If anybody, United's at risk.
Yeah. Oh.
They're starting to have a mirror. Are they playing Brentford tonight?
No, they won last night. They won 1-0. Big result. So they're 10 points ahead of us now. So so we're there. But Salah. Right, we'll go with thoughts on Saka's developments, Kev, for you. For me, you call him the star boy, and I'll tell you what, post Salah, if once Salah retires or leaves Liverpool in about 5 years' time, I want us to bloody break the bank for him. Especially
I like Saka. I went to Saka a couple of seasons ago, yeah.
Especially if he comes off the back of having a very similar season next year or next.
Yeah, I think so. If he keeps the consistency up, everybody's going to be after him. I don't even need, like, what you're going to have there is you're going to have City breaking the bank to build another team again, and they're going to start poaching Arsenal players. Like they used to, and that's the way it's going. Like Chelsea used to poach Arsenal players. You're going to have City doing it now.
Sammy and Nasri, cliche,
yeah. They're all there. That's what I'm saying. They like to poke into some of their best players, and but he could go. I don't think he could go abroad. I mean, he's an English lad. Sometimes he might want the experience of playing in Spain, but that doesn't work out too well for a lot of forwards, midfielders. Yeah, not too well for a lot of forwards, in Spain. So. For me, brilliant. Do I choose him over Salah this season?
I'm putting the way you get Salah in the chat is putting Salah through the middle. The way I look at it, I'm putting Salah through the middle, Saka on the right, and then of course the Brazilian man, who prior to Saka and this fella signing new contracts, I've been very privileged over the last couple of seasons. Both of those young lads, prior over the last couple of years, obviously signing new deals as now, which is disappointing. But those two lads, I think it was that mad game was it in the League Cup that was there when Origi or Ox got that last minute goal and everything. I'm
going to try and throw a spanner in the box there. Why is Martinelli getting in over Nunez when Nunez has already gone 20 goals plus this season?
Oh.
This is the point. I know he's been brilliant for Arsenal. I know, and he's been set up. And Nunez has got. So Nunez he's only 4 goals shy of Drogba. Drogba's best ever season.
Chat, what are we saying?
We might be poo, but Nunez has been brilliant.
Yeah. is probably right.
And Martinelli has been brilliant as well. So,
so Eamon's going Salah. Yeah, we'll go with that one then. Salah.
Yeah, I would probably put. Yeah, I would put Saka in there. I'd probably put Nunez and maybe Martinelli. Yeah.
So we're putting Saka on the left then. Are we working this? No, I just say that. For me,
that for me would be that Martinelli's been brilliant, but he hasn't scored the same amount of goals as Nunez. He hasn't. You know, he's been outstanding. He's been run up the line. He's been doing his thing. But Nunez has been doing the same thing, and he's been missing a lot more games as well.
Yeah, and it's the thing. That's the beauty of things, isn't it, Kev? Everyone has different opinions. If there's any Arsenal fans, let us know.
Like if Gabriel or if Gabriel Jesus was fit throughout the whole season, we'd be talking about him right now in the middle of that park.
I'll do a quick poll in the chat. One of the mods, can you do a poll? Martinelli or Saka, really, in all honesty. One sec. But yeah, both of them have played a very good season, in all honesty. I think it's very close, but I was only going to put Martinelli in due to the fact of how impressed I've been. As I said, I have probably watched Arsenal the most in terms of all the Premier League teams post Liverpool. It's been a joy to watch Arsenal. I know, which is mad to say, but as long as it kept Manchester City from very much winning the league, the only positive really you can put on. Bloody hell.
I mean, 20 odd goals in the season. He's been good. Yeah, he's been good.
There we go.
It's 20 odd goals in the season where he was being called, everybody was calling him left, right, and centre because he was poor with his finishing. But it's still, it's from the same position as Martinelli, exactly the same position as Martinelli, and he's been scoring. So he scored nearly 10 goals more. So
there we go. Right, we've missed our chance. We missed our chance to sign Saka, in my opinion. But Salah up front. Yeah, that's what I'd do. But big up, big up, lads. I was just getting a bit cheeky in the chat, isn't he? Saka over Salah is probably right on the left. Yeah, got it. Luca 1-0. Better, thank you. In the league though as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you go to the league, yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the league.
Yeah, it's very hard to choose, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Now, you know what? I'll let Kev win that one. I'll let Kev win that one.
And when you're doing it for the fact that Martinelli's outstanding and brilliant on the ball, I'm just saying Nunez is getting those goals and he's still playing in a team with barely any service from the midfield and he's still doing well. Whereas that midfield has been dominating everything Arsenal have done, and in the positions that Martinelli's in, he should have at least 7 or 8 goals more than Nunez from that position. I'm not saying he's not having a good.
Yeah. We could have amended that and made it a 4-2-3-1, of course. Put Partey and say Odegaard in a bit more of a central role. I know Odegaard's not a DM, but for choice, and then put Martinelli there. Nunez up front, Saka in behind, or what?
Yeah, you could even stick Martinelli in that midfield. Maybe drop Xhaka out of the 3. Was he better than or worse than Partey? That's the way you're looking at it.
I'm only putting him in what we said at the top of the show.
Yeah, because his leadership
qualities.
Yeah, his leadership qualities.
He's drove on that team really, but
it's very similar to Henderson in his own way. You know, just that they're all not all the greatest skill on the ball, but just leads the team fairly well. Does the right things when he needs to, and when Henderson was at his prime, but yeah,
there we go.
So you're talking because I think that Martinelli just beats Nunez in the league with goals, but I think overall and he's got more goals. So it all depends. Yeah, if it's just going to league form, Martinelli goes in there. If it's going on overall, then Nunez goes in there.
Yeah, but a little bit of fun, of course. Obviously, if Arsenal fans coming in disagreeing, and let us know, because it just goes to show how good and how many of Arsenal players are in that team. And it wouldn't surprise me if when Arsenal actually go on to win the league this season, that the majority of the official team of the year for the Premier League will be hugely dominated by probably about 80-90% of that Arsenal team, and that's quite rightly so as well. We'll speak a little bit on obviously Jurgen Klopp as well. As Brian said there, Nunez has 8 goals and 4 assists. Martinelli has 13 and 6 in the league. That's where it was basing it off there.
Yeah, it's league. Yeah, if it's Martinelli, it's if it's the league, it's Martinelli. If it's all overall, it's Nunez.
Yeah, but Kev, what's making you are you petrified going into this game? As
Not
quite
at
a
all.
lot of Liverpool fans are.
Not at all. Because for me, I don't care how good Arsenal have been. Even early in the season in that game, and they were playing at really getting into their peak powers, and we were playing them, and they still only beat us by 3-2 at Arsenal, and it was still a bit controversial in its own way. And we weren't playing at the greatest around that time either. And but I think, look, it's at Anfield. We had a draw. We've just lost to City 4-1. We've lost to Bournemouth before that. We've drawn with Chelsea. There hasn't been a win since the 7-0 against United. And that needs to change. And for me, I think it's a game that we can step up in. I think it'd be tight. It could end up as a draw. Arsenal should come and win it in the form that they're in. But I always have to be optimistic. It's Liverpool at Anfield. And I think, we're going to have Luis Diaz back for this one, I think, as well. Nunes is going to be fit. I think we'll get to starting 11s in a minute, but I'll talk about that then. But there's a few lads available that I would start throwing in there.
Yeah, it's all good. Chas, as I said, as Kev alluded to, and we spoke at the top of the show, I think every Liverpool fan, every single time I've gone the game over the last couple of years, and even over the last 10, 15 years, we've always we do historically have a very good record. Obviously, I wasn't young. Well, I was very, very young. No, was I young enough? When Arsenal, that legendary game, when Arsenal come to Anfield and won the league
4-4.
by in the
in 1989.
1989,
yeah.
Obviously, Liverpool bottled it at home. It was an ex-Liverpool player that scored it, or was it? Or
he became a Liverpool. He became a Liverpool.
Yeah, he became a player.
Yeah.
Can you remember that, Kev? Or Chas?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was 8 years old, man. I was in my prime of loving Liverpool.
Oh, you were crying your eyes out then.
I was sitting in there, man. It was I was huffing and puffing, and actually I can remember kind of slapping me nan in the face as well because I was so upset and I thought it was my mum, and I put up my hand like that and I said, "No, I'm not doing it." I went like that, like in full force into the face. I was so upset, but I can remember that. Oh man, you get flashbacks, but and all she was doing was bringing me in a small cup of tea. I was 8 years of age, and she was bringing me in a small cup of tea to say, "Yeah, all right, bye," and yeah. But I was sitting over next to the uncle, and the granddad was behind me, and it was in my nan's place, and I remember it. So yeah.
So Chas, we'll ask you before. Obviously, we got good 15, 20 minutes left on the show, but just let us know your favourite Arsenal moment going down the years of supporting Liverpool or Arsenal, whatever club anyway, or even if you're a neutral fan as well. It is, I tell you what, as Brian said, and that another 4-4. Anyone? I've put that R7 picture on because it's all about it. Similar to you, Kev. I was sat in my mate's gaff, and this fella's just turned up at Anfield, had 4 shots and scored, and you're like, what's happening here? It was a mad game and a very weird game that he was like, I'm open. Well, I'd say I'm open that isn't the case, but the way as leaky as our defence has been this season, I don't think, jinx it now. I don't think we'll concede 4, but I wouldn't put it past us, in all honesty. Is there another moment? The Champions League games against Arsenal, obviously prime.
Torres turning and knocking into the top corner. That was a beauty.
Was that in the quarters? Was it in
quarterfinals into the semi-finals? Yeah, it was. It was the road that run up the whole pitch, Walcott run. Yeah.
And then Babel goes up the other end and gets a penalty. The cameraman hadn't even panned on. It was like, come on, ITV.
Oh. Yeah, that was tennis that night, man. It was nuts. I think the first leg was 1-1. Can't remember. It ended up being 4-2 in the end, or something. When there was a 2. I can't remember.
I just love watching those matches back anyway because they are what made me support Liverpool, of course. Just big European night. You come back. It was you. If you're in England, like most of the Champions League games, of course, were dominated on Sky, but you usually get a Tuesday or a Wednesday game on ITV. I just loved the ITV coverage so much more. We'd set up flags, me and my dad and all my mates and that. And it's what it's all about. That is.
I'm not going to be happy until Peter Drury is prime time every week, just commentating on a Liverpool game.
Yeah,
it's just the way I want it. He just brings the atmosphere to the game, doesn't he? And the passion to the game, and it's just when you're sitting there and it's on Sky Sports, and instead of listening to Martin Tyler, I go on and I look for the Arabic channels just so I don't have to listen to him. You know, it's just the way it's just so droll, man, with the Liverpool game, and it's just it's gotten to that point now, man. You know, Martin Tyler and what's his name, Andy Gray, were good back in the day when they were doing what they were doing.
Brian said one was 11. I had no interest in 89 as well. But you're giving you're giving away your age here. Come on, I was gonna say.
I know that's how we did, man. In our area, it was just we used to have like street versus street, and that started when we were about 6. So yeah, it was all football. I don't even think I got into girls until later. You know, I think most lads that came girls first, then football later. I think it was football first for me, and then I couldn't be asked about girls until it was about 14 or 15 or something.
And then it become Liverpool causing stress for others. But yeah, this season. Well, sorry, fan of son of. I was 28 in 89. There we go. And, I don't know. I don't know if he's telling Paul. He's Panom. Panom's gone 3-2. I'd love that. We'd all love that. Of course, if there was, well, I know I said last week, and it's going to be extremely difficult with what Newcastle and United are doing. But if they're there, Kev, we need to be in that position first and foremost. Starting
Concentrating ourselves first. Concentrating ourselves first. Yeah.
Starting 11 for you, mate, for Liverpool, and Shaq, get your starting 11s in for the.
Listen, I'm going to say Gomez again. He had a good game. This week I know Trent might get the show, but I want to say Gomez again. Is Verge injured? Was he just rested, or was he injured?
Or was like rested?
If he's rested, so it's Kanate and Verge for me. A rested Verge is always good because he'll step up. I bring Robertson back in because Simicast wasn't the greatest, and he's the best of 2. Can we stick a splint on by Chetic?
We'll them out with a cast if we can.
Yeah, just do what Agger used to do. Just take like pain injections before a game and just get through it. Like I was a dude that played for the short, but it's going to be Fabinho against the Arsenal.
Hendo's probably going to start, isn't he? Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, for the way he played the other night, I suppose. Yeah. If I went with my wish as the question that we were asked earlier by who was it? Was it Brian? Was it?
It was right.
Or was it Eamon? Yeah, that said who would I prefer my front three to be or whatever like that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna say it again. That if we're gonna have Henderson on the right and Fabinho there, that's a bit of defensive cover right there because the 2 lads can defend a fair amount.
Would you go 4-2-3-1? I'm guessing.
I'd love to see 4-2-3-1, but if we're going to do that, you're probably going to see Henderson a bit lower, deeper, almost just a small bit higher than if you're looking at it that way, almost a bit higher than Fabinho in the middle of the park, and then I would like to see Gakpo on the left higher than that because Henderson's not great there, Elliott's not great there. Curtis Jones, I don't know if he'll start there again doing that when Gakpo didn't start the other night. I would start Gakpo there, and you're more likely going to see Nunez, Jota, and Salah up front. But my preferred, eventually, would be Diaz, Nunez, and Salah up front with Gakpo on the left, just behind Nunez and Gakpo, just on that side, just to create absolute murder and to free up all the space for Salah on that right to just nick in with goal after goal after goal. That's what I would do.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And I'd probably go quickly. I go Alisson, Gomez. I play right back. If I want to play Kanate and Matip because I want to see a bit of consistency at the back.
Okay.
Even if Van Dijk is 50% fit, I don't want to be putting him in because I don't think Crankley deserves it. He's not been playing the best either. I'd bring Robbo in a game of this magnitude against the calibre and the experience in which he'll offer. You need that down the left. Midfield, as we've already alluded to, chatting, as we mentioned with Kev before, Xhaka, Odegaard, Partey, it's going to be the game will be won there, and it's that in itself has been why Liverpool have such a poor away record, where we do find ourselves in Liverpool's inability to very much win the battle in the middle of the park.
I think a 4-2-3-1 counters them fairly well. I don't know if Klopp is brave enough to do it this time. Yeah,
well, it's if you do go 4-2-3-1 and they go 3, then you're allowing Odegaard or that a little bit of license. It's a risky game, but I suppose we've not really got nothing to risk anyway.
It's just to bypass the midfield, because we had midfields that we were taking on all season when they had good midfields like Brighton and that. And when we did play the 4-2-3-1, and even against Spurs, it was brilliant just bypassing our midfield, because Fabinho sat deeper and there was such a gap between the 2 and the 3 that the lads that were sitting in amongst it didn't know what to do. And the ball just kept getting chipped over them or passed between them. And then, they had to come back and try and chase lads while they weren't even playing their game. So, 4-2-3-1 for me works against these kind of teams when they want to control that midfield, because once the ball's gone through, or lads step up, and then you're closing, it's a 5-man midfield, taking on a 3-man midfield, which it works. But I don't know if Klopp is brave enough to do it like he did earlier in the season, because it worked.
Yeah, chat, get your score predictions in anyway. We'll round off with that and get everyone's score predictions. But yeah, I'd agree with you, Kev. I'd go. I wish we had options, but we don't. I'd go Hendo. I'd go Hendo and Fabinho, and then I'd agree with Kev. Just go for it. We're at home. We've always had a good record against Arsenal. I know that they're coming in probably the best form they've had in 10, 15 years, 20 years. But yeah, I'd go Gakpo, I'd go Salah, I'd go Nunes, and if Diaz is fit, I'd say play all 4 of them really, and play Gakpo in behind Nunes, because it's going to be interesting, that, Kevin. Just a quick point as well, chat. Go into next season, whether we do continue to persist. We'd be under the understanding that Nunes would eventually go into that centre forward role.
Oh yeah, I mean that's Diaz's position that he's playing in.
Yeah, if Luis Diaz comes back to full fitness, that's.
I think Klopp bought Nunez on the premise that him and Diaz could interchange like no other on that left hand side, and I think he brought Gakpo because he's like Bobby. He likes to drop back into midfield and he likes to win the ball and tackle for the ball. But Gakpo's best football he's played for us all season has been when he drops back into that midfield, receives the ball, and then takes on like 3 players at once, and they have to like drag him down to stop him.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that I don't know if anybody's noticed as much as me, but every single time I'm doing a watch along, I'm like, there's Gakpo winning another header, and the knockdown is perfect. Like single time he jumps up and he wins a header, it's knocked down onto somebody's foot. It's ridiculously accurate, it's ridiculously. I just didn't think I seen that in his locker when he was doing it, because he's always been kind of like a fella that likes to have the ball receiving to him as he's running towards goal. But now he seems to be changing his game a bit to where he's winning the ball and just turning against players and just running at them. And then defenders don't know what to do. They're starting to step up a small bit. So when he's in that position, we look dangerous. When he's not playing in these positions, he's a bit lost up front a little bit, where he still has to drop back deeper, and it just leaves the job too easy for the other defenders and the opposition to clean up easily. So I would have Gakpo 100% on that left hand side of that midfield, just a bit further forward, and then pretty much you're alternating between a 4-3-3 and a more balanced, a more overbalanced left hand side that frees up Salah, and and allows Henderson to clear up or Trent to clear up and put in early crosses into the box if need be. And that's where our danger point is, I think, there, because if we just overload them on Ben White's side and Saliba's side,
it's going to be such a good tactical battle.
Yeah, I think so. When you think of it this way, and if it's set up like that, I just don't know why. Maybe Klopp has not seen it in his thing, but I see it when Gakpo plays. He is really good on the left hand side, but then I think he's a little wasted if he's too far out on that left hand side as a winger, where we probably bought him for. But that's Diaz's position, and I think him, Nunez, and Diaz linking up on that left hand side between them would just be a phenomenal triangle pivot. So
we are cooking next season if we actually get our midfield sources.
Yeah,
and as we've already spoken about in load of pods, Kevin, chats, if we can keep all of our forward players fit, of course, I still think we need a potential other forwards in relation to replacing Bobby Firmino. I think a player of his quality you need to replace with adequate quality as well. But
Jota probably leaving too.
Yeah, potentially. That's another show for another night for me. I mean, you, Kev, will probably disagree massively on that one.
No, I like Jota, and I think he's a fantastic player to come off the bench. I think he does exactly the role and then some that Divock Origi could do for us.
Hmm.
But if there's a potential to get another world-class talent that can bang in goals up front and and do that, then I would take it in a heartbeat, And
I'd
if
agree. I
it's
don't know if you
and
see my answer after the
if you
game.
get 70 million for Jota doing it, and you replace him with 25 goals a season, I take that as well. So I just can't be loyal to players now anymore, because it's coming to the point where the club needs the help, and it needs the investment, and they need to backclap. So yeah.
But yeah, oh, no worries, Russ. I've only just seen your message there on Twitter. Russ, have a lovely, lovely time. Lovely bank holiday as well with the family as well, matey. My good mate. Russ has been on the channel before. But Russ, just for this weekend, I hope we absolutely batter you, lads. Because Russ knows me, he's always been popping in, and I've been telling Russ, having we chat. It's been I think it might be a bit of superstition from Russ's end as well. He always pops in the stream and goes, "All right, lads," and keep on doing it, Russ. Because apart from this weekend, he's jinxes now. So.
Yeah.
But Russ, have a lovely lovely holiday as well. Of course, we'll get to all the score predictions as well.
It's not going to work now, Jack, because we're past 10 p.m, so it's no longer the evening, it's night time. So unlucky, Russ. Cheers on you.
Yeah, it's only before 10, lad. Yeah.
It's after the watershed now, it's no more.
A lot of things come out after 10 p.m. in, so especially in Liverpool, like. Panov 3-2, Salah and Núñez, big up there, mate. Hopefully that's the score line. But big up there, Henry. And good. We've got a good home record. We have, I think we was just on with Luke and Ricky before. 9 goals in the Premier League we conceded at Anfield. That's still good. If you think about it, that's still very good.
Our away form is shocking. That's it.
Yeah, it's just madness, isn't it? But if we can sort our away form and sort our own, slightly improve our home form, we'll be laughing. But sometimes football isn't as easy as that, sadly. But yeah, and Kev, if you're free tomorrow, and we spoke about that last night, chat, we have got our quiz tomorrow at 9 p.m. So if you're watching tonight, chat, we'll be doing a quiz at 9 p.m, which will be fantastic. It's going to be a bit about general sports knowledge, a bit of footy as well. It's just not going to be like a whole Liverpool quiz. It'll be a mixture of films, televisions, bit of Pictionary.
I'll be on that.
It'll be very visual as a quiz as well, so it won't be just like write down your answer and everything. So it'll just be a bit of fun. And I'll have me timer as well, chat. I'll be holding the timer, so no cheating as well. So look, that will be out. So we spoke about it on the watch along when we were watching Newcastle. Everyone's going to be getting the Chinese or an Indian and like Scran, getting it ordered before 9 p.m. so you can sit down, relax, enjoy the quiz, and we'll have a good Bank Holiday Friday or Monday, whatever it is. Bank Holiday weekend in it, so should be good. I'm looking forward to that, really. But big up there, Ben. Salah's injured, didn't train either, did Gomez. Yeah, it's the thing, Henry. We'll find out come Sunday, because we've had, there's always that thing, Kevin, they're on social media and chat, where the media doesn't get to see like a certain player. It's been it's happened so many at times with Alisson Becker, and lo and behold, the 24 hours later, he's playing for Liverpool.
That's because he's done his training indoors.
Yeah.
So. You're training indoors there today, like, because we're going to drive him nuts with the tactics.
Yeah, it's mind games by Jürgen, innit?
Yeah.
Núñez hat-trick. Oh, be bloody made up. He'll be more made up than the bloody Orbers. So, of course, it's one past it, Arsenal. They're coming into the best form. Couple of big shouts for Arsenal as well. And Ben, bloody hell, chatter will go on Arsenal. Don't see us scoring. Big up, lads. Big up, Rustler. Big up, Sam. See a top manager who's going to take down Chelsea. Imagine we took down 2 teams, panel or chat. We'll do another show throughout the week of the magic merry-go-round. Have you seen that, Kev?
What?
Lampard's in charge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the interim manager. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Russ has gone with a draw. I suppose a draw. Russ, would you be happy? I suppose. Do you think?
Russ has been realistic. He knows it's Anfield. He knows it's Liverpool. It doesn't matter what kind of form we're in. You know, we've been good against the top 6 teams this season.
I'd still say that's still a very good result if you can get a draw, but even better for your lot.
We need 3 points desperately for Champions League football. And that's the difference. It has to be drilled in, and we need 3 points.
Panov, do you know what? If I start the stream at 8:59, you better be there, lad. Hopefully. You never know. I might catch you off guard by 60 seconds.
See, Arsenal they could lose to us and still go on and win the league comfortably. You know, when it comes to the end of the season, by 5 or 6 points. But us, we are desperate now to get into the Champions League. Like, we have to be to attract the right type of player. And not saying that Liverpool isn't attractive enough as it is, and as a project, anybody would want to play in the Premier League for Liverpool. And you know, and sometimes I'd nearly actually prefer if a player came in knowing that there wasn't Champions League football, and then fought for the shirt, and then, you know, went on and got us Champions League for the next season, or won us the league, and then went on and did that thing. You know, they end up being legendary stars before 2 seasons finished. You know, so but yeah,
that's where I think you're spot on there. That's where I think as well, mate. The hunger will potentially come back because they'll be disappointed. You're telling Salah and the lads, like, that's where you get a bit of the hunger back potentially.
Yeah, I think we've had it easy for the last few seasons. I mean, there was one point where we went nearly 3 seasons without nearly getting beat or something like that, and outside, you know, well, at home it was like 3 seasons not getting beat at home. That was nuts, like. So
score prediction, Kev, for you?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Panov, so I would say 3-2 or 4-3 to us. I think it'll be nuts. I think that you know, Arsenal are just more carefree, less. If they come playing defensive and counter-attacking football, it'll be a boring game, and it shouldn't be like that between Liverpool and Arsenal at this stage of the season. I think, you know,
I'd be very surprised if they do that.
Yeah, so if they do come and they try and play their football or whatever, I just think it'll be nuts. To be honest with you, I think I'll enjoy the crap out of it. But it's I think it'll be. You're doing a watch along for it, Jack. Yeah, I'll be doing a watch along anyway for it.
Yeah, Ian jump on as well, if he wants.
Yeah, I'll pack back in at halftime. I'll stick my neck in. I say, hey, how's this going? We're up 2-0, but it's coming to halftime, so this is where they come back and they go 3-2 up before 10 minutes is gone in the second half.
Put the boots on the wrong way anyway, second half.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking it'll be no. I think it's like nearly almost a Newcastle type game from back in the day, 97, 98, the 2 games in a row, kind of 4-3 jobby. Yeah, I think there could be goals in this, and
I went 1-1 on the last podcast. You know what? No. I'm gonna go big.
And I've never gone big in scores. I've always gone like with a couple of goals difference or whatever. But I think it's going to be either 3-2 or 4-3, one or the other.
I go 3-3. I know there's going to be goals in this. Hopefully not a lot for Arsenal. But we'll find out. There's plenty more days. We've got our quiz tomorrow. Kev, hopefully you're not gigging tomorrow, are you?
I'm not. No, I'm off this weekend.
Oh, well, if you're welcome to come on, mate.
Yeah, bank holiday weekends are for the bands that sing Ed Sheeran. You know, there's not a lot of bank holiday, not a lot of bank holiday weekend bands that are needed for Led Zeppelin or Cranberries or, you know, or anything like that, like, you know. So or what they call Soundgarden. No, none of that needed.
Yeah, a massive thank you very much for coming on, mate.
No problem.
Where can everyone find you? And obviously, what content have you got coming up?
Ireland.
Socials. Yes.
Oh, you said where can I find Ireland? Well, I know. No, obviously, I've a lot more active channels these days because of stuff happening. Obviously, me and Jack are starting the Kitman, which is supposed to be getting going this week. We have to do an episode over the next 1 or 2 days.
That'll be getting cracking lacking. That'll be
We're waiting on we're waiting on lazy artists with graphics is what we're doing as well and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff like that happening. So that's coming out, and also you'll find me on Spider LFC for the football. On YouTube and Facebook. It's not on Facebook right now because for some reason my channel is stopped and they're trying to work on it. I don't know why. I think somebody just complained the channel, to be honest with you. That didn't like it. A few United fans, I think. Probably. And that'll be sorted. There's nothing on it. But you'll find me at Spider on YouTube on its own under Arctic Gaming, and you'll find me on Irish Spider Guy on Twitch, and you'll find me. It'll be Spider also on Facebook for the gaming side of things. So it'll be Spider on Facebook and Spider on YouTube tonight when I'm playing a bit of Resident Evil 4, finishing that off.
And big up there, chat. A massive thank you as always, everyone. As I said, you're absolute bloody legends, and we will be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. for the quiz and everything involved with that. But first and foremost, everyone, look after yourself and have a lovely rest of your night. And as always, a massive thank you to every single one of you. That does take out the time. If you are watching on the repeat as well, you're absolute bloody legends as well. All these podcasts will, and there's a new feature on YouTube, which is fantastic. And for anyone that works nights or likes to listen to more podcast form shows, all these shows that we do will be getting turned into audio podcasts as well, which would be more easier if you're out on the fly, if you're driving or whatnot, and you'd like to listen
Unless
to me.
people are listening to me because they need to read my lips so they can understand me half the time.
That's right. a Scouser and Irishman. It's very
Oh, short as a Scotsman, man. We're all good. Doug, where are you?
Yeah, as I say. So, sorry, no translations here. But yeah, a massive thank you, Kev. A massive thank you to every single one of you. We will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Big up, everyone. Have a lovely rest of your night. Look after yourselves. Keep safe. Keep well. And as always, Reds, you'll never walk alone. And hopefully, we do the business against the Gunners. We'll find out on Sunday. See you later.